Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hongos, and if you couldn't tell, one of my favorite products I'd reviewed recently is the iPad mini. It is the best iPad for me personally, but most professionals probably don't think about getting this particular version since there is the iPad Pro with the M1 chip and also the iPad Air, and those iPads can handle a heavier workload. But I really wanted to push the mini to the max. While it does have the A15 Bionic chip compared to its bigger brothers, I still think that if you're in a pinch, this particular iPad mini can really save a production. What we're going to be doing is taking a look at the Canon R5 files, which are pretty massive. Not only that, but I'll be recording it along the way. So it's going to be doing a lot of processing in the background. For me personally, I use the Creative Cloud, so I'll be using Adobe Rush. On here, from a first glance, this is our first 4K sequence. As you can see, I already added a bit of content and I'm scrolling left and right on it, but let's go from the beginning. What you should know about this medium is it's 4K, it is all I. This is just a standard profile because, I don't know, I don't like to grade sometimes, it just kind of slows everything down. And little by little, we're gonna be adding one thing, playing it back and forth and see how it does. So if I import this, it actually does it pretty well. Like there's no, okay, that's one clip, right? It's nothing impressive. Let's add a few more things on the top, right? So now we're editing this and then we're gonna add this, right? Still no lag, no hesitation. There's nothing that would give me a sense that the project is gonna crash, as Adobe products are notorious for. But that's nothing impressive, right? I'm pretty sure that any phone at the moment could handle this task particularly well, right? Instead, let's add a few graphics onto here. We're just gonna do something very, very basic. We're gonna add a transition here, and let's see that. It's loading the content. It's not doing anything amazing. Let's try to speed this one up so it's a little bit faster. And we're gonna ramp that up. We're gonna play that. Let's go a little bit faster because we're not trying to, die of old age. And on here, let's add a fade as well. So right here, in between here and here, there's a fade now. And still, it's working perfectly fine. The fade is great. Let's chop that up just a little bit. This is a bit of behind the scenes and a bit of footage for the upcoming MacBook review. Let's throw that away. Let's see how the fade is going now. Okay, let's bring that back. Let's add a transition in between these two. It works fine. And I think this is what most people would be doing on the average if you are editing both 4K and using the iPad on the go, right? But let's be a little bit more intense. We're gonna stack this clip on top. Gonna bring that in, just a little shorter version. And we're gonna add one more graphic. And the one that I really like is this Polaroid one. So we're gonna add that to the top. We're gonna see how it looks, bring that to the side. And still, this is very impressive, but this is the standard, preset. So let's make it a little bit more customizable and let's change the background for the channel blue. So this is still pretty good. However, where stuff starts to get a little intense is with the color grading. So we're gonna go over to our preset panels and we're gonna look around for a few presets. These aren't like the best, but if this is all you got, then use what you got. We're gonna go in there and edit it, bring a little bit of the exposure up. We're gonna lower the temperature. We're gonna up the temperature actually. See how the tint looks, looking too purple. Highlights, contrast, bring down the exposure. Let's go into the advanced settings. Not so much of a faded film, but there, it looks as natural as it possibly can. Then we're gonna go one more time, but this time instead of using the same preset, we're gonna add something that might be a little bit more intense, or we're gonna stack on way more features on top of it. Let's manipulate that, bring that in there. Okay, it's a little bit warmer. And the 4K, even the standard profile with the R5, the codec for the Canon is probably one of the worst ones. I don't know why they keep on doing that, but it's still pretty good. Like, this is recoverable. I'm really trying to push the footage here. I think it's a little bit misshot, but like they say, we'll fix it in post. And I don't see any big problem with this preset, but let's change it up for the third one and really go all out. So we're gonna add the SL matrix, then we're gonna go into the basics panel, really crank that sucker up, bring that down, bring the vibrancy down, add a bit of tint, left or right, who knows, right there. And then bring up the shadows very intensely. Bring that down just a smidge. Oof, okay. Now let's sharpen it like there's no tomorrow. Ugh, never mind. Let's bring it down back to 43 or 29. 29 looks pretty good. And overall, it functions pretty well, right? So just to recap, what we have at the moment is we have a few transitions, the intro, the graphics on them. We speed ramped a few things. Then we added a bit of color grading. Now comes the music. And if this is copywritten music, like Adobe always likes to do, we're gonna add that onto here. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, that's good, but not great, right? We're gonna add that to the very beginning. You know, it's not a bad song, to be honest, but if it is copywritten, then we'll do what we can and bring that down. So the clip audio, we're gonna bring it down just a smidge, and then let me cut all the way to the back right there. I'm gonna bring that, take that into the garbage, bring that in. We're gonna lower the volume. It's kind of intense, to be honest. Let's play that. And from what I can see, the playback is still very nice. However, the battery is being drained at a very fast rate. I think we were at like 39%. And although it's pretty well optimized in my opinion, know that the iPad's mini battery isn't gonna last you a very long time. So the more you're gonna stack onto it, the more stuff it's gonna be doing in the background. It's fair if you are in a pinch, right? If you're in a pinch, that means that you were not prepared for the emergency, right? It's an emergency. No one schedules an emergency. But, you know, performance isn't too bad. It's not dropping at a drastic rate like a computer would back in the day. So what I'm noticing at the moment while I'm editing is how crammed everything is, right? If you take a look at the screen right here, like I'm really having to dig, while a majority of the screen, I'd probably say 3/4 is dedicated to the panel. Everything else is still jammed in, like I said in my review. Make sure to check that out. So I'm doing this, bringing that in. However, let's go into the advanced settings. Let's try to speed it up just a bit to hear what it sounds like. Okay. Thing is, I'm trying to duplicate. Let's duplicate that. Bring that in here and move it just a bit more. The speed is going to be just at 100. So we're gonna bring that clip in right there. It's letting me know. Okay, we're gonna bring the clip noise just a bit. Okay, still. So from this, let's go ahead and grab everything. This next part is the actual test of what we can do. Right here, we see that it is 142 megabytes, which the video itself is about 28 seconds. This is perfect for TikTok. Like if you're just on the go TikToking, then it's perfect, right? 128 megabytes, 142, it's not too bad. We're gonna go with the standard automatic preset. And remember, we only shoot 24 FPS on this channel. We're gonna go and export it. If I'm feeling it from the back, the iPad still feels fine. Okay. You know, that was actually pretty impressive. Exporting it, taking it out. Adobe Rush is pretty good, to be quite honest. The iPad did really well, but it's for the situation where you're kind of stranded, right? Let's say you're at an event and your computer just completely failed on you. You have this on your side. And Adobe Rush is also great in a pinch. However, it doesn't have a bunch of the audio editing that I would like for it to have, or the color grading features. It's like a very novice program, which is what it's intended to do. But the iPad didn't heat up, it didn't stutter. You could probably make like a 5-minute video on here if you're in a dire situation. So let me know what you think down below. Would you use the iPad mini or using the iPad Air or iPad Pro to edit your stuff? Make sure to follow me on Twitter and let me know your thoughts down below. At the end of the day, thank you so much for your time and your attention. My name is Hongos, and I'll catch you in the next one.